Hi, my name is Michelle Miller and I'm the Human Services Administrator for Martin County. September is National Recovery Month, and over the next few weeks we are presenting a series titled Keys to Recovery, and using this as an opportunity to talk about what Martin County is doing to support substance abuse recovery. Here with me today is Joanna Greene, the Supervisor of Human Services and part of the Martin County Drug Court team. Good morning. Thanks for joining us today.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So to start off, can you just give us a brief overview of what drug court is in Martin County and how it came to be?
Drug court actually began in the state of Florida in Miami-Dade County. The very first one was initiated in 1989, and now there are over 91 drug courts in the state of Florida. So we're very proud to be a part of that tradition. In Martin County, we have a very special nature to our drug court. Many of the people who are involved in the program as far as the drug court team have been in place for a good while. They know our community very well. So drug court is a special type of what's called a treatment court. People can end up in drug court through specific types of charges. However, the real special advocacy element of drug court is its secret sauce, so to speak. As opposed to a regular court process where it might be more adversarial, drug court is focused on treatment. So one of the main advantages of being in a drug court is that you have a support system who's monitoring your situation, who's helping to make referrals for housing, especially substance abuse treatment. That's one of the main things that is a part of the program. Another issue regarding drug court is that it's voluntary. Even if you are potentially legally eligible, you are able to reject drug court if you don't want to participate. But for those who do go on to complete drug court, we find that 80% of those do not go on to prison when compared to people who don't complete drug court. So another carrot at the end of the stick, so to speak, is that if someone is able to successfully complete the program, their charges are dismissed. And for many people, it's that element that attracts them to drug court in the first place.
So that sounds very specific. How do you get enrolled in drug court if you do have pending charges?
We often advise people to check with their lawyer or their public defender, their private attorney. There are specific types of charges that they would be aware that would be eligible for drug court. Some of the individual elements might be that you have to have received less than or equal to 2 felonies prior. You can't have been arrested on violent charges previously as well. So there are a couple of little specific caveats that are a part of the eligibility procedure that are best left in the hands of the legal professionals.
Okay, and what would be a benefit to someone to enroll in drug court as opposed to a traditional type of drug or type of court system?
One of the best things about drug court is the sense of community that is surrounding the individual who's trying to complete the program. And it might seem overwhelming to people at first when they come into the program. There's a lot to learn. There's a lot of specific responsibilities on the individual. For example, we engage in random drug testing as a matter of course throughout their tenure in drug court. We also expect them to attend therapy regularly, whether that is in an outpatient setting or whether it ends up being something that's more of an inpatient setting, depending on the nature of that individual situation. We also expect them to be doing well, either pursuing full-time employment or maintaining steady employment. That's a big part of the process. And over the course of the drug court tenure, the key is to eventually work more and more towards independence, developing new coping mechanisms that have nothing to do with substances, developing a new sense of community of people who aren't using. So one of our catchphrases is changing people, places, and things. And for many people, when they come into drug court, that seems overwhelming. But at the end of the process, people are so proud of their individual progress towards that goal.
And how do you support the individuals that are going through this program as it relates to their specific recovery?
We do an assessment when they are coming into the process, so to speak. The assessment touches on everything from medical needs, financial needs, socialization, what kind of things are going on in their life at the moment, so that we can see if there are some gaps that we can fill as an agency. Mm-hmm. We very closely partner with several agencies in Martin County to give them the best support system and enough structure to start off well. Mm-hmm. And then gradually, as the program continues, we're monitoring that. We make adjustments as needed. And so each person's path is highly individualized. Even though there are a lot of things about the program that are pretty general, everybody's path is a little bit different.
Mm-hmm. And they have support all along the way if there are any problems, or if they need any additional support. You all wrap around them and provide that?
Exactly. One of the best things about drug court is the team that I referred to a little bit earlier. We not only have a judge, as you would expect, who is very experienced in this area. He's been, I would hate to, don't quote me, he would know for sure how many years, but it's something around 20 years that he's been involved with drug courts in our circuit. Mm-hmm. And he takes great interest and pride in our program. But we also have a probation officer who's dedicated to drug court. We have an assistant state's attorney who is very aware of the situations of our clients. We have treatment providers, and we have case managers. Mm-hmm. So the communication is ongoing throughout the process, and whenever we see something that needs a little bit more, I guess you would say, coming alongside mm-hmm. for a particular phase or process, then we're able to do so in a way that helps them move forward and not get stuck.
Mm-hmm. And tell us briefly of a success that you've seen personally in drug court.
I have been privileged, I guess you would say, to be able to walk through this journey with several of our participants, and the difference between the way they see themselves and what their lives look like to them when they enter the program and what they accomplish by the end is pretty substantial. Mm-hmm. We often have people throughout the process saying, I couldn't have done this without everybody on the team, and that's true, but one of the best things about drug court is I think people find strengths that they didn't know that they had.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I have had the opportunity to go to what you call graduation when mm-hmm. somebody successfully completes the program, and it is very impactful to not only them, to their family often that's with them, and to the mm-hmm. team that's been involved in their recovery. Do you feel that that graduation is significant to their specific recovery?
I do, and I'm glad you mentioned that part about families and friends coming along to see the graduation. Our judge is very kind about asking others to come up and stand with them at the graduation and say, if you have ever had a sleepless night over this individual, then mm-hmm. you're entitled to stand up mm-hmm. here and be a part of this moment. Mm-hmm. Because it does take a community, and it is a process that's something you should be proud of. Drug court is not easy.
Right.
So it really is a significant accomplishment that people can look back on and say, I was here, but now through the virtue of being able to learn different coping mechanisms and mm-hmm. be able to put some other things in place, I can start a new life.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and if someone wants more information on drug court or how to enroll, who can they call to do that?
They can talk to their public defender or their private attorney, who can take care of some of the nuts and bolts behind the scenes, or they are welcome to call our office at Martin Human Services at 772-288-5921, and we can point them in the right direction.
Okay, well, thank you for giving us that overview of drug court. It is a very special program that I believe really aids people in their recovery from substance abuse.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
So thank you for joining us today. We hope that you found this information to be useful, and if you have any further questions, again, the number to reach us is 772-288-5921, or you can visit the county's website at www.martin.fl.us/administration/human services. Thank you.